Your voice, KTLK AM1150, where listening is a virtue.
KTLK AM1150, your voice. I'm David Cruz. We are in for a treat right now. We have in our studio the world famous, yes, I'm going to say it, Loral Langemeier. Laurel, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Laurel, you are someone who has made a lot of people lots of money. You're known as someone who makes millionaires.
I am millionaire maker.
And when I heard about you, I said, wow, how do you do this? Because you come from humble beginnings, but you're living proof it can happen.
I am.
Tell me about your background.
I grew up on a farm in Nebraska, in the middle of nowhere. I always say you can't even map Quest where I grew up. So I grew up in a large family. We teased my parents all the time that they just kept having children to do chores. So we had to work a lot.
That's not too far from the truth.
That is the exact truth. It's not too far from the truth. This is the truth. So, fast forward, I put myself through college, played hoops for the University of Nebraska, and got a finance degree. I have a master's in exercise physiology. And then the first say yes and figure out how moment, I was 24 years old. Chevron asked me to design fitness centers on offshore oil rigs. So I took my exercise physiology degree and my finance degree, and I analyzed how unhealthy people were and what cost companies to have them. So I've always kind of been in this financial space. And Chevron hired me to design all these fitness centers out of the Gulf of Mexico.
And there, in 45 seconds, I've learned so much about what makes you successful. Humble beginnings, but your feet are grounded to reality. Practical things that people can do. I hate to hear all these gurus who tell me stuff that only they can do.
Right. And it's only for a certain skill set.
Right.
I mean, what I'm known for and can teach people is I don't care what it is you do. I'm also a money expert for the disability community. So when people come to me and wheelchairs, blind, handicapped, there is not anything that somebody can't do if you have the right intention.
So you have a company called Live Out Loud, and you go out and you educate people and you help us to understand how we can reach that, how we can make it happen. But these are tough economic times. I find so many people down in the tooth. How do we change that?
Well, first of all, you have to want to change it. I think that's the first thing, David, because there's a lot of people who have just surrendered that the new American dream is, I'm just going to get by. I'm never going to buy a piece of property again. I'm going to rent. I went to foreclosure, blah, blah, blah. So they're really trapped into the story of what's happened. We're really on the third year of an economic recovery. And, we've always heard, even from the Napoleon Hill times, generational wealth is right now. So there's two things that I think are happening is, A, people don't know what they want. Right. And then they don't know how to get it in a practical way.
So how do you help people find out what we want? Because I've gone through, well, do I like this? Well, I like that, but I like this. And sometimes I'm told, you don't focus. So how do you get people to focus on what they're good at?
So what is it that you've already been paid for is my number one question.
I'm a yacker.
Yeah. So we're going to pay you for that voice and to keep yakking, keep paying you for interviews, keep paying, right? So use what you know. And a lot of people say, well, I don't really like my skill set. I'll say, well, that's what God gave you, so just forget it. Like, use what you know, you don't get a vote. Like, stop. Like, that's what people do.
I like about the way you talk? You don't care whether I buy it or not. You're going to tell me what you want to tell me anyway.
I will. And if you don't want to listen, then stay poor. I'm just telling you, how do you make some money?
Not stay put, stay poor.
Just stay poor.
You see, do I look poor? I'm
not talking about you. I'm talking about people listening to us because they're like, they want to vote. They want to say, well, I like what she's saying. I don't like what she's saying. I've had 5 New York Times bestsellers. I've helped thousands of people make money. I have no reason to not tell the truth. And just get to the street.
When you meet
make
someone
some money.
like, you met me here, can you tell in seconds or maybe a few minutes whether someone is going to be successful?
Yeah.
It isn't just about the tools. It's their attitude about themselves.
I always say you got to have yes energy. You have to have that total yes energy, which is so I wrote this cool book about a year ago. It's a bestseller. It's called Yes Energy, right? The equation to do less and make more. But it's really based on this saying where I say all the time is say yes and figure out. I was going to say a cuss word, but it's okay. Very nice.
He'll dump you.
Okay. So say yes and figure.
Yes. Oh, he's going to dump it. Okay. Well, you can.
But that's true. Like, just figure stuff out. Where people. Okay. So people are not. People aren't saying yes. Here's what people want to do. They're going to say, David, tell me how. Guarantee me the how path. And then I'll say yes. It doesn't work that way. You have to say yes. And then, somebody knows how to get stuff done.
Laurel,
and that's really what it's about.
A lot of my colleagues who came out of the television business, I used to be here at NBC, and so many of us, when that industry changed, they stayed stuck in that space. Oh, they're thinking they're still going to get the call on the next big deal. Mm-hmm. It doesn't happen. Here's what I'm finding from successful people. They're cobbling together with their talents and assets the best new life they can. What do you see?
I see that once they cobble that together, somebody's already made money cobbling that set of assets. Find the people that have already made the millions and just follow them quickly and make some distinctions around it. Like, there's a lot of people who teach money. So what do I do that's different? I teach how to make money with your skills right now, today. In fact, I guarantee people money in 3 days that they'll have new cash if they do everything that I tell them to do. It's that simple.
3
It is
days?
so easy to make money.
Mondo, I'm taking the rest of the week off. I'll be back. I'll see you Monday, maybe.
It's so easy to make money. Here's the thing, though. People don't ask for money, and they don't believe that what they have to offer is worth something. So let's just say that someone designs jewelry. In fact, all this jewelry is from Australia. And these are stay-home moms that designed this jewelry, and they came to one of my workshops, and they said, well nobody's really going to buy it because look at what Pandora's doing. Look what, and they named all the other lines.
And
I
you
said,
said,
but look what you're doing. I said, so what are you doing? What makes you different? And they said, well, we use only Australian stones and how they make it. And so less than 9 months later, they were in every airport. Their jewelry was distributed in every airport, at the Rocks, which is down at the Bijou Center. I mean, so they made in 3 days $9,800.
You know what it
doing
seems
what
like?
I tell you. Just ask for money.
You look at stuff from a very different perspective.
Very different.
You have no blinders on.
No, but that's my skill set. That's why I do this, because I always say, God gave me the gift of seeing money. I always say, I can see money at your feet. You just have to pick it up. And you'll say, well, where is it? I'll say, it's everywhere. Pick it up. And here's why they don't pick it up. They don't ask. They don't ask for money. People will say, well, I do websites. I do voiceovers. I do whatever you do. I cook. But how many times do you say, so this is what I do and this is what it costs? When do you want to start, and how do you want to pay?
I've always wanted to do movie trailers, and he thought he was coming from a faraway place. Never had the opportunity, but maybe through you. You know people. You know people who know people, right?
Yeah, you know people. You just got to ask for the cash.
Laurel, tomorrow there's a big event that you're putting on here in Los Angeles. Tell me about that.
So we're going to be at the, let's see, I'm going to give you the exact. We're at the Four Points Sheridan on Airport Boulevard. We're going to be there. Registration's at 8:30. It's a free event. You're going to see me.
Free?
Free.
Mondo, I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, no, you're going to come see me. And then, so I'm going to walk people through how do you find your gifts? How do you get this elevated? How do you ask for the cash? In fact, in many of my rooms, like in an hour and a half, people will stand up and actually ask for money. Right there in the room, we'll make money. And then that sets us up for a 3-day where everyone's made money. Like $41,000 has been made. So much money.
I want you to know that I don't normally bring people like you on this show because
I'm on.
The show's about me.
Oh, it's all
about me. It's my daughter's favorite subject, she says herself. But you intrigued me because you said this is practical, hands-on stuff people can do. Mm-hmm. We're going to put a link on our webpage to yours so that people can find you mañana at the 4 Point Sheridan LAX. This is going to be 9 to 6. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It's been a joy. Un gusto.
Great. Thank you.
Have a good evening. All right, coming back, we recap the big stories of the day. We got so much more. Loral Langemeier's been in the house. Maybe I'll be a millionaire soon. David Cruz, KTLK AM1150, your voice.